Okay, interesting question. The answer would be yes, but it's not like a simple and clear-cut yes. Why? One of the reasons this is brought by the Meiri. He wrote a commentary on the Talmud where the Talmud discusses the issues of Bnei Noach in Sanhedrin. So the the Meiri says a very interesting thing, that the reason why the Talmud says in our sages, the creed, whatever, that the non-Jews should not learn Torah, this is not a verse written in the Torah. You're not going to find whatever Deuteronomy 5:20 through the non-Jews should not learn Torah. No, it doesn't say that. So why is that? Because the Meiri writes, the non-Jews are going to be like the Jews, and people are going to confuse them. And because of this confusion, let's prevent the confusion. They should not look like us. They should not learn whatever we learn, and they should not do whatever we do, and so on. This is what the Meiri writes. And it's an interesting idea because on one hand, when a person is working on a conversion, of course, has to look like a Jew. Whatever, man, woman, and so on. So in that case, you can say, okay, we'll let it pass because he's working on to be a Jew. But in the case of a Ben Noach, Bas Noach, and so on, they're not working to be Jews. And they're not supposed to be Jews either, unless they decide to convert, which is a different story. In that case, okay, we apply what the Meiri says. But if a person is at home, he could wear a kippah. Why not? Why not? What's the problem? In Yiddish, we say yarmulke. Yarmulke it's actually a word which doesn't exist, even though that's the name that the kippah has in Yiddish. It doesn't exist. It's called Yiro Malko. It's two words, actually. Fear of the king. The kippah is the covering of the head is supposed to bring fear of the king. And this is actually a story in the Talmud. The Talmud brings a story by Rav Nachman. The mother of Rav Nachman is a famous story. The mother of Rav Nachman was pregnant of him, and she was walking whatever in the market, and she found, the Gemara says, the Talmud says, Kaldoim. Kaldoim were these people that they saw the stars, and they knew things, and so on. And they saw this woman that was pregnant, and they told her, your son is going to be a thief. Like the stars say that your son is going to be a thief. And she was very, very worried about this. And she asked, what should I do? And these people, most probably were non-Jews, these people told her, always cover his head. Always. So that's what she did. And as soon as he was born, whatever, she always covered his head, and he became Rav Nachman Bar Yitzchak, who was a great sage. The Gemara says, the Talmud says, one time he was sitting under a palm tree. When he was learning Torah, again, he was a great, great sage, very important sage. He was learning Torah, and suddenly a wind came in and blew out the kippah. They didn't have a kippah, they had covers, covering the head. The kippah is like a modern thing, maybe 100 years old, 200 at most. And he had such a strong feeling of stealing, he really wanted to steal because that was his nature. He crawled the palm tree and he started eating the dates on the palm tree. Whatever, until the Gemara finishes there. I suppose at some point he just realized what he was doing and he just came back down and he continued learning. But the point of covering the head is to show and to instill in a person fear of God. That's the point. Through kippah, through covering the head, it makes no difference really. Now, if this person wants to go out in the street with a kippah, I would say no. I think it's wrong. But if he wants to cover the head, sure, why not? Put a hat, a cap, whatever you want to cover your head with, it's good, it's fine. And even though people don't know why you're covering your head, it also shows fear of God, certainly, well, not with a kippah. I saw one place, to finish with the answer, they printed yarmulkes, kippot, and the kippah said, Ben Noach. Over here, had a writing in Hebrew, Ben Noach. And there's a place where they mix, Jews with non-Jews. I personally don't like it, but at least people would know, oh, that guy is not a Jew. I don't like it because people would do with a finger, I don't like that. But home, why not? I don't see a problem. Outside, I do see a problem. I don't think it's right. But covering the head generally, yeah, why not? It's a proper thing to do.